Good morning, children. Saira, welcome to your history class. Children, today we will continue with the revision of history lesson number 2, historiography, Indian tradition. Children, in our previous class, we had started the revision of this chapter, wherein we have covered the historiography in the ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. So today we will continue with the revision of history lesson number 2, historiography, Indian tradition. Children, today we will be revising Indian historiography, various ideological frameworks. Now first, let us revise about the colonial historiography. Now children, the early scholars who studied and wrote history, they were mainly British officers and Christian missionaries, and their prejudice is clearly reflected in the way some of them have ridiculed our Indian culture. Their writings were used to justify the colonial British rule. Means these people, that is the British officers, they felt that when they are ruling our country, their rule is justified because of the Western education which they will be providing to Indians. So they felt that their rule is justified in India. So there were some British officers and Christian missionaries, okay, those who have studied and wrote about Indian history. But their prejudice is clearly reflected in the way some of them have ridiculed our Indian culture. Their writings were used to justify the colonial rule, that is colonial British rule in India. The 5 volumes of Cambridge History of India, published during 1922-1937 CE, are distinct examples of colonial historiography. So children, you have to remember the 5 volumes, that is the Cambridge History of India, were published during 1922 to 1937 CE. They are some of the examples of colonial historiography. Now next is Orientalist historiography. Now children, there were many European scholars who felt curious about the civilizations and countries of the East. Some of these scholars, they had admiration and respect for them. These scholars were known as Orientalists. Now these were very much interested in learning about our culture, about our Indian culture. They wanted to learn about the Sanskrit language, Sanskrit literatures. So many of the European scholars, they had respect for our culture. So some of these scholars, they were known as Orientalists. In 1784, Sir William Jones founded Asiatic Society in Kolkata. It opened the doors for research in ancient Indian literature and history. So children, you have to remember the names and also the years. Okay. So in 1784, Sir William Jones founded Asiatic Society in Kolkata, and it opened the doors for research in ancient Indian history and literature. Now children, among the Orientalist scholars, Frederick Max Muller deserves a special mention. Now, in his opinion, Sanskrit was the most ancient language of the Indo-European languages. So, he was very much interested with Sanskrit literature. He translated the Sanskrit text of Hitopadesh. He was an editor of 50 volumes of the sacred books of the East. He also compiled Rig Veda, which has been published in 6 volumes. He translated Rig Veda into German. So, even the people in Germany can understand about Rig Veda. So, he had translated Rig Veda into German. So, here it shows that there were some scholars, they were having respect. They were curious about our culture. They have respect for our culture. So, among them, Frederick Max Muller, he deserves a special mention. He had translated Hitopadesh. He was an editor of 50 volumes of the sacred books of the East. He compiled Rig Veda, and then he had translated Rig Veda into German. Now let us proceed to the nationalistic historiography. Now children, the writings of Indian historians who were trained in the British educational system show an inclination to restore the pride and ancient glory of India and self-esteem of the Indian readers. Now children, as I told you, there were some British officers, their prejudice is clearly seen in their writings, okay, about our culture. So there were some Indians, that is the writings of Indian historians, but they were trained in the British educational system, but they wanted to restore the pride in the ancient glory of India and self-esteem of the Indian readers. So their writings are known as nationalistic historiography. Now, the nationalistic writings in Maharashtra were inspired by Vishnu Shastri Chiplunkar. Okay, so very important. Nationalistic writings in Maharashtra were inspired by Vishnu Shastri Chiplunkar. And some of the renowned scholars among the nationalistic historians are Mahadev Govind Ranade, Ram Krishna Gopal Bhandarkar, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, Rajendra Lal Mishra, Bhagwan Lal Indraji, Ramesh Chandra Mujumdar, Kashi Prasad Jaiswal, Radha Kumund Mukherjee, Anand Sadashiv Altekar, and Vasudev Vishnu Mirashi. So these are some of the renowned scholars among the nationalistic historians, and the writings in Maharashtra were inspired by Vishnu Shastri Chiplunkar. Children, very important. And these are some of the renowned scholars among the nationalistic historians. Now let us learn about Justice Mahadev Govind Ranade. Now Justice Mahadev Govind Ranade has explained the background of the rise of Maratha Empire in great details in his book The Rise of Maratha Power. So you have to be very careful, okay. Justice Mahadev Govind Ranade, he had given the details about the Maratha Empire in his book The Rise of Maratha Power. And according to him, it was not like a suddenly erupted forest fire, but the ground for it in Maharashtra on social, cultural and religious levels was getting ready over a prolonged period. So this empire was not built suddenly, okay. There was a lot of planning which was done. So it was built on the grounds of social, cultural, religious levels. It was getting ready over a prolonged period. It was not a one-day affair. It was not like a suddenly erupted forest fire. It had taken long time to build this Maratha Empire. Okay, now children, let us revise about Vishwanath Kashinath Rajwade, also known as V.K. Rajwade. Now children, V.K. Rajwade is well known for his writings in Marathi in various subjects like grammar, etymology, linguistics, etc. Now children, he stated that we should write our own history, and he compiled and edited 22 volumes of Marathancha Itihasachi Sadhane. Very important children, V.K. Rajwade, he compiled and edited 22 volumes of Marathancha Itihasachi Sadhane. Now children, he was of the opinion that we should write our own history. And history is inclusive of images of past societies. It not only includes about the political wars, seizing of power, about the emperors or kings, it includes everything. And he was also of the firm opinion that history should be written on basis of authentic documents, that is critical examination of the documents. It should be whatever is written, it should not be imagination, it should be authentic. So he was of the firm view that we should write our own history, okay. And very important children, V.K. Rajwade founded Bharat Itihas Samshodhak Mandal in Pune on 7th July 1910 to facilitate historical research. Children, this is very important, okay. You should remember the dates, okay. Now, the nationalistic historiography, it helped in triggering of the independence movement of Indian people against the Britishers. And in this aspect, the book The Indian War of Independence 1857, written by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, is of great importance. Children, you have learned about the Indian War of Independence. 1857, yes, about Rani Lakshmibai, Tata Tope, right, the national uprising. So, Indian War of Independence, 1857, was written by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. It is of great importance. Now, children, let us learn about the historiography in the post-independence era. Now, children, the historiography of this era has been influenced mainly by three ideological schools: Marxist history, subaltern history, and feminist history. Now, let us revise about Marxist history. Now, children, the concern for the means of production, modes of production, and industrial relations were at the center in the writings of Marxist history. Children, about Karl Marx we have learned, okay, about the haves and have-nots, the class division, class struggle. So here the means of production, the concern for that, the modes of production, industrial relations, they were at the center in the writings of Marxist history. And accordingly, to analyze the impact of every social event of significance has remained the basic theme of Marxist historiography. And these Marxist historians in India studied the transitions within the caste system. Okay, caste system, you know about the caste system, right? That is a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Shudra, right? Among the notable Indian historians who adopted, means they were influenced by the Marxist ideological framework, scholars like Damodar Dharmanand Kosambi, Comrade Shripad Amrut Dange, Ram Sharan Sharma, Comrade Sharad Patil have contributed notably. So these are the names of some of the scholars, those who were influenced by the Marxist ideological frameworks. Who were they? Let us revise. Damodar Dharmanand Kosambi, Comrade Shripad Amrut Dange, Ram Sharan Sharma, Comrade Sharad Patil have contributed notably. The Comrade Dange, he was one of the founder members of the Indian Communist Party, and Primitive Communism to Slavery, the book written by Comrade Dange, represents the Marxist historiography. So this also, children, you have to remember, Comrade Dange, he was one of the founder members of the Indian Communist Party, and Primitive Communism to Slavery, the book written by Comrade Dange, represents the Marxist history. Now, Shripad Amrut Dange, okay, he has written the book Primitive Communism to Slavery. Okay, you have to revise it carefully, children. Now, let us learn about the subaltern history. Now, children, the seeds of subaltern history are found in Marxist historiography. The role of Italian historian Antonio Gramsci is very important in developing the idea that history should be written starting from the bottommost ranks of the people in the society. So very important, children, about the Italian historian Antonio Gramsci. He was the one who had developed this idea that history should be written starting from the bottommost ranks of people in the society. Okay, Antonio Gramsci, he was an Italian historian, and in fact subaltern means the bottommost ranks. Subaltern means only the bottommost ranks. Okay. Now here Ranjit Guha is an Indian historian, played a very important role in establishing subaltern history as an important academic school of historiography. Mahatma Phule unfolded the history of Shudra Ati Shudra communities in his book Gulamgiri. So the Gulamgiri is a book written by Mahatma Phule. The terms Shudra and Ati Shudra indicates bottommost ranks in the caste system. So Shudra and Ati Shudra, okay, it indicates the bottommost ranks. So subaltern means bottommost ranks. Okay. Now children, the role of the people belonging to the Dalit caste is also very important in shaping of the various cultural and political aspects of India. And Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, focusing on this fact, consistently wrote about it. So Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, you all know, he had worked for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, Dalits, yes. So the role of the people belonging to Dalit caste is very important in shaping of the various cultural, political aspects of India. And Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, focusing on this fact, consistently wrote about it. Two of his books, Who Were the Shudras and The Untouchables, may be cited as an examples of history of subaltern types. So very important, children. Who were the Shudras and the Untouchables? The books were written by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Okay, to revise who has written which books. Okay, it can come as objective in your exam. Now let us learn about the feminist history. Now children, among the women authors writing about women in the 19th century CE, Tarabai Shinde was the foremost one. And the book, which is the book written by Tarabai Shinde? Stree Purush Tulna. Her book Stree Purush Tulna, published in 1882, is acknowledged as the first feminist book in India. So you have to remember this. Stree Purush Tulna, it is written in 1882. It was published in 1882 and is acknowledged as the first feminist book in India. Okay, it was written by Tarabai Shinde. Okay, and in 1888, the book written by Pandita Ramabai was published, entitled The High Caste Hindu Woman. So this also children, the dates you have to remember: 1882 Stree Purush Tulna and 1888 High Caste Hindu Woman, written by Pandita Ramabai. So among the recently published feminist literature, Meera Kosambi's book Crossing Thresholds, Feminist Essays in Social History, is of importance. It contains essays on the life stories of women like Pandita Ramabai and Dr. Rukma Bai, the first practicing lady doctor of India. Dr. Sharmila Rege's book Writing Caste, Writing Gender, Reading Dalit Women's Testimonies includes her essays on the autobiographies of Dalit women. Publication of Marathi Riyasat by Govind Sakharam Sardesai was a momentous achievement in the field of Indian historiography. His work became so famous that people began to address him as Riyasatkar. He published several volumes of Maratha history. So this also very important children. Marathi Riyasat, it was published by Govind Sakharam Sardesai and people used to call him Riyasatkar. Okay, this is very important children. You have to remember all the names, okay, and the years. Okay. Now children, in the exam you can get the question like arrange in the proper chronological order. So for that you should remember the years, okay, when the books were published. Now just to look at this example. First one, The History of India by Mount Stuart Elphinston. Second one, V.K. Rajwari founded Bharat Itihas Samshodak Mandal. Third, History of British India by James Mill. And fourth, Tarabai Shinde's book Stree Purush Tulna was published. So children, for that you should remember the years. Okay, so let us see whether you are able to remember the years. Okay, now the first one, History of India by Mount Stuart Elphinston. Children, this was published in the year 1841. Okay, then V.K. Rajwari founded Bharat Itihas Samshodak Mandal. It was in the year 1910. History of British India by James Mill. It was in the year 1817. And Tarabai Shinde's book Stree Purush Tulna, it was published in the year 1882. So here the order will be, first one will be 1817, then it will be 1841, 1882 and 1910. So just have a look children, the third one, that is History of British India by James Mill, 1817, that is the third one. Then 1841, the first one, that is the History of India by Mount Stuart Elphinston. Then Tarabai Shinde's book Stree Purush Tulna, 1882. Then last one, V.K. Rajwari founded Bharat Itihas Samshodak Mandal, that is your second one. So you have to click on the correct option. So this is your first, this is the answer, yes, 3, 1, 4, 2. So such type of questions children you can get in the examination. Okay, so you should prepare well, you should remember the years. Okay, very important children. Now children, I have given you the YouTube links, you can refer that, the chapter, okay, the previous previous part I have given you the links of part 1 and part 2, but this lesson was divided in 5 parts. You can refer this, okay, in detail you will get the explanation. I have given you the YouTube links, okay, so just visit that and you will get a detailed explanation. And I hope the revision sessions were very helpful for you children. It will definitely help you for your exam. I wish you all the best for your examination, children. Do well in your exam. Okay, all the best, children. Thank you very much, students.